Hi fun friends, my name's Georgia from Grow My Goodness here in the beautiful Bay of Plenty, New Zealand. Today we're going to be planting out our dahlias into a new bed. We've got last season's tubers here that were stored over winter, ready to divide, as well as a whole lot of new varieties to plant out. Let's go! Last year's Dahlia tubers arrived in bags much like this, with just small individual tubers ready to plant. And over just one season, they have multiplied into an abundance of tubers. These do need dividing before we plant them out again, and I've never actually done that before. So I've been doing a little bit of research using Floret Farm's Cut Flower Garden and Discovering Dahlias books. I've got my equipment here, some sharp secateurs and a kitchen knife, and I'm ready to have a go at dividing these dahlias. Dividing these tubers is not exactly a delicate process, but what I'm trying to achieve out of doing this is getting some tubers that look similar to this. They have a body, a neck, and hopefully some visible eyes. This is probably the most difficult thing to try and spot, but it's really important to keep the eyes on the tuber so that it will grow. When we have a huge big clump like this, the best thing to do is just to cut it right in half so it's a lot more manageable. We will lose a few tubers in this process, but we really only need a few good ones out of this. There's no right answer when it comes to cutting this in half. It's just to get it into two more manageable clumps so we can start to look for the eyes of the tubers. Okay, so I can see here's some eyes here of this tuber, but it has got a really damaged, broken neck. So we're just going to snip that one off. I'm going to take off these ones because these are no longer viable. So I can see this tuber here has got some eyes in here. I could go further and divide this more, but this is a pretty good manageable little clump. The risk involved with dividing this further and further is that I'm going to cut those eyes away from the tuber, and I don't really want to do that, so I'm happy with leaving it as a small clump of tubers. As I go, I'm just going to tidy up these tubers by taking away these little roots and bits coming off the side. This one is quite damaged, but it could possibly be okay. It's kind of calloused over. It doesn't look rotten, so we can leave that one on there. Any that do look rotten, like these, we are going to get rid of them. There's no saving this, but that's okay because we've got more than enough tubers here. So these ones will go straight in the bin, and our nice little clumps of tubers, we've already got plenty here to plant out. With a little bit of help from my mum and my sister and my auntie, we've got all of our tubers divided, and I'm here in the dahlia bed where I've marked out where I'm going to be planting these tubers. So I've decided on 6 rows of dahlias in this extra wide bed here, 3 on each side with a path down the middle. I'm going to be planting the tubers about 40 centimeters apart, and they need to go 10 to 15 centimeters deep. So I've got my spade here, and I'm going to dig out my 6 trenches. Part of what makes dahlias so spectacular is their amazing diversity. The flowers come in so many different forms, sizes, and a rainbow of colours. My personal favourites are the ball and the pom-pom varieties. I'll leave a list in the description box down below of all of the varieties that we are growing this year. I've put a little bit of our fertilizer pellets into these trenches. These fertilizer pellets contain sheep, chicken and horse manure, blood and bone, mineral gypsum and a bit of seaweed extract as well. When I'm placing my tuber into the trench, I'm placing it horizontally with the eyes facing up if they're visible. I've managed to get 140 of our Dahlia tubers planted. I'm going to need to work on clearing a little bit more space in this bed so I can fit the rest of the Dahlias in. I've still got another whole crate to go, but that is going to be all for this video today, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.